For more on this, let's bring in ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Kentucky Congressman James Comer. Congressman, welcome back to the show. Yesterday, President Biden announced that he is tapping into our emergency oil reserves, the most we've ever had, tapped from that. Top energy experts have warned that this won't make an impact, and it's only a short-term solution to a long-term problem. So considering that Republicans are still in the minority, is there anything that can be done to make an impact here?
Well, I think the Republicans have done a good job explaining to America that our energy crisis is a direct result of Joe Biden's energy policies. These are the policies that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer have been pushing. These are the policies where they just recently had all the energy CEOs before the House Oversight Committee, Sean's old committee, and asked them if they would pledge to cut production in America. At the same time, Joe Biden was going to OPEC and going to Iran and Venezuela and our enemies and asking them to increase production. So we've tried to explain to America that the Biden energy policies are what's creating a scenario where they're having to pay more at the gas pump for their gasoline and for their energy costs for their homes.
You know, Congressman, you mentioned I did used to be the spokesperson for that committee back in the day, a few decades ago, as a matter of fact. We talked to your colleague Jim Jordan yesterday about the effort to get a special counsel named to look into this Hunter Biden situation. And I was thinking back to the Trump years, right? You had a Republican president and a Republican Congress, and yet the Department of Justice, the Attorney General, actually the Deputy Attorney General, did name a special counsel, Robert Mueller, right? And what I was thinking about was it was largely the media pressure that forced that to occur. I think it's lacking right now, right? The media won't do it right now, isn't calling for creating that pressure. Do you think that there can be something that ramps up that pressure to create Democrats to call for a special counsel?
Well, I think the Democrats are very nervous about Hunter Biden. You know, this ties into the previous question about energy prices. If you look at all of Hunter's dirty dealings, they revolve around energy. They revolve around oil and natural gas in countries like Russia and China. These are policies that are directly opposite of what Joe Biden's promoting here in the United States. These are policies that are making China stronger and Russia stronger. Hunter Biden's on the side of our enemies. He is costing Americans every day when they fill up their cars and when they heat their homes. So I think that the Democrats are getting the message that the American people have figured out, now that we know that laptop was real and that we know Hunter Biden has profited off the Biden name and that he's a national security threat. I think the Democrats are trying to figure out how they get rid of their Hunter Biden problem. Hunter's not going to go away. They know that when we get the gavel, Sean, he's going to be subpoenaed from multiple committees of jurisdiction over multiple ethical and legal violations that he's committed that could possibly tie into the big guy, Joe Biden.
Right. You and some of your colleagues sent letters yesterday to the White House and to the National Archives demanding records of any communication between Hunter Biden and the White House during those 2 terms of Obama administration when Joe Biden was vice president. What specifically are you looking for in this correspondence?
Well, we want to see exactly the communications that conspired between Hunter Biden and Obama administration officials. Was Hunter Biden trying to get meetings set up with different people in the Obama administration? This is the ask that we have, because we believe that Hunter Biden set up meetings with some of these companies who he was paid from these foreign nationals. That's very illegal. It's very unethical. He's in trouble. We know that the U.S. Attorney's Office is all over Hunter Biden. My fear is that he's going to get indicted before the Republicans ever get the gavel in January. But regardless, we're going to be ready to go in January. Unlike the Democrats when they took the majority for the second term of Pelosi's speaker tenure, they really didn't have a plan out of the gate. We're going to have a plan out of the gate. We're going to have those documents hopefully preserved and ready to be handed over before we ever have to issue a subpoena. If we have to issue a subpoena, we will do that. But hopefully the administration is going to know exactly what Republicans are going to ask for. The American people will have spoken that they're sick and tired of the Biden administration policies, all the crises, the energy crises, the border crises, the inflation crises, the education crises. They want a change. We're going to have a mandate, and hopefully those documents will be ready to go in January.
All right, Congressman Comer, we'll be checking back in with you. Thanks for being here with us this evening.
Thanks for having me on.